These now published studies are just tremendous. I mean, I don't know if you guys had beers before you came up with this or how you guys came up with these, but they're fantastic. Let's go through some of them one by one. Let's start with the first one, dog park. The thesis is dog parks are rape condoning spaces. Tell me about it.
Well, it's kind of funny, actually. I'll tell you a story. When I went to, we all got together to have this come public as best we could. So I went to Portland. We all went to Portland, Oregon, to get ready for this project to come out to the public. And we went to the dog park on the first day I got there. Almost right. I got off the plane. I took an Uber. Next thing you know, I'm walking Peter's dogs up to the dog park with our filmmaker, and we get to the dog park, and there's this dog there that's living out the paper. It was crazy. This dog was fighting the other dogs, pinning them down, humping them left, right, and center. The owner comes over, swings the ball thrower at the dog gently. I'll point out he wasn't being abusive, and then says, "Stop humping." And then we get to, I lean over to the filmmaker and kind of mutter, I guess a little too loudly, like, maybe we should start interrogating people about their sexuality, given what's going down here. And then this lady yells out to me, "Oh, no, it's okay. She's the girl dog." And I was like, oh man, this paper's happening for real.
So what is the thesis?
So the thesis was, well, the original idea behind the thesis was that we should write a feminist paper arguing that we should train men the way that we train dogs to prevent rape culture. And so I thought that up today, thought it was pretty funny when I was brainstorming ideas for papers, threw it to Peter. Peter takes his dogs to the dog park every day. Said, let's work in some of the stuff from the dog park. And as we started working in just, absolutely absurd ideas from what might be considered the most ridiculous dog park in the world, the paper grew into that. And so we made it about so-called queer performativity in human reactions at the dog park, and then ended up concluding things like that we should be able to leash men like we leash dogs to prevent rape, except it's not politically feasible. And it would be great if we could put shock collars on men, but that's not okay either. So we have to shock them out of, hitting on women by screaming at them to scare them and get them to desist from their behavior. The thesis of the paper was, though, that humans reacted differently to gay dog humping as opposed to straight dog humping. And men were far worse about this than women. And then we concluded that this is indicative of rape culture, and we called the dog park rape condoning space, which we then likened to nightclubs. We said nightclubs are also rape condoning spaces, with no evidence for that whatsoever. We could have said it. So that was pretty out there. That one was really out there. I think I don't know, maybe the one about the feminist spirituality meetings and poetry is a little more out there, but it's probably close to the most.
Well, let's finish the dog park. This one was accepted and reviewed. Some of the reviews, this is a wonderful paper, incredibly innovative, rich in analysis, extremely well written and organized, yada, yada. I believe this intellectually and empirically exciting paper must be published, and congratulate the author on the research done and in the writer. Yeah.
That was one of the most disturbing parts of this, I feel like, because again, it wasn't like these journals looked at this and didn't really go through it and kind of just it made its way through the process. There are very specific comments from dozens of reviewers who are doing peer review and saying specific things that you wrote that are completely ridiculous are amazing new accomplishments in the field. I mean, that had to be, while funny and it proved your point, it had to be really disturbing as well.
Oh, yeah. That's by far what we consider to be the most important evidence that we gathered in the process of this project. That the papers got published or that they got awards in some case, or one case, and all of this, it's fine. It says a lot and it's disturbing. But the reviewers' comments show that these peer reviewers, which it worked out between 2 and 4 or 5 per paper. So we ended up with something like 45 or 50 total sets of comments. they really did engage with what we did. They really looked at it. They said our analysis was good when our analysis was terrible. They didn't raise an eyebrow about the data we gathered. The idea that, that dog park paper contains a bit of completely irrelevant evidence about where dogs go to the bathroom in unauthorized ways, as we worded it, and that's completely irrelevant to the paper, but nobody raised an eyebrow about how ridiculous that is. They were concerned, however, that we indicate that we're humans, not dogs, so that we can be sure that we don't claim that when a dog does a humping of another dog, whether or not the dog that got humped wanted it or not, because how could we know that as being humans, not dogs? And they were really concerned, as I hope everybody's seen in our little video we put out to announce the project, they're really concerned with the fact that we respect the dog's privacy in the process of inspecting their genitals. And recording our data.
What specifically were they concerned about? I mean, the privacy of the dog. What? I mean,
you got me, man.